Hey there guys, it's Metro, and today we're taking a look at the Morty Gym Leader encounter in Pokemon Crystal Kaizo, a game that I've really been falling in love with, man. It's a lot of fun. And the gyms are pretty difficult, but this one is coming off Whitney a lot easier than I expected, honestly. First of all, the level gap isn't even that high. Before the first gym, like the 3 gyms, went for about a 10 level gap, and now this one is only a 5 level gap after that. So you could probably feasibly not even level up to 45, which is what I set myself as for a cap. I went everyone to 45, and I was able to do this very, very easily. He basically, I'll tell you a little bit about his Pokemon quick. Mischievous and Gengar to some degree are really the only challenging Pokemon on the team. Umbreon can be challenging as well because of the healing, but I'm going to completely trivialize all 3 of those. Well, really, Gengar is not actually difficult. He's just really strong. So if you can do good damage to him, you'll be able to kill him easily. Lanturn, Stantler, these 2 Pokemon, they really are not very good, which is kind of weird. It's surprising to see those types of picks on a team like this that aren't actually good. And then Crobat he presents an issue where he is always faster. No, I haven't found a Pokemon that is faster than him. So you're probably going to have to go 2 for 1 there. Unfortunately, it sucks to have to do. I don't like to do that, but I just couldn't find a way to outspeed him. And I also couldn't find a way to one-shot him. So either way, I'll show you guys exactly how I do it. All right, let's get going. So let's start by talking a little bit about the team. All right, I'm using Hypno, Umbreon, Electabuzz, Wobbuffet, Xatu, and Executor. But really, the only important ones here are Wobbuffet and Executor. As long as you can do what I'm going to show you with the other Pokemon, these are once again the only 2 that you really, I would say, are really needed for this battle. The first things that you need to accomplish here is get past the Golbat or Crobat without using too much resources on it. Once again, I do this entirely itemless. It's pretty simple to do without items, but there's a lot of RNG that can happen. So I'm going to start by showing you guys some of the major RNG that can happen in the early half of the battle. And if you could avoid it, then the fight is very simple. Now, like I said here, I'm not going to one-shot this thing, and it's not going to one-shot me either, but I'm always going to go second. I can't find a Pokemon that goes faster than Crobat, so you just have to go 2 for 1 here, unfortunately. That means your one Pokemon is going to wipe out, do about over half of its health, and then the second one's going to come in, take a hit, and go for the remaining health. Now, I've had the roll, I'll show you in the second bit here, I've had that roll go where he does get one shot, but it's very uncommon. I don't know how it even happens, but either way, you see that's it for Hypno. Now, I'd like to put Executor in here, because when I'm using him again later, I can heal. He's going to heal. So him taking damage here is actually value, because I'm just going to be able to heal it up later. But as you're going to see here, this is some bad RNG. Usually that's a good thing because, all I have to do is not be confused. But even if I am, it's no big deal. Like I said, I'm just going to heal it up later. So yeah, 1 turn loss, not that big of a deal. Oh, JK, that did almost all of my health. Now I have 1 health, hit myself again. So that's it. Now the second bit of RNG that you can have happen here is coming off that battle, being a little bit low with Executor, and Surf Crit. Oh, unbelievable, right? What a joke. All right, but so those are some bad things that could happen. Generally, you're not going to see much of that. So let's just go ahead and approach the battle like we would normally. Crobat, once again, 2 for 1. Just whatever 2 Pokemon you want to use. It really doesn't matter. You're not going to need to use them again. So whatever 2 you want to use is that's that. Unless you choose to use Executor like I do here, then yeah, you're going to need to use them again. But I can beat this easily with 4. I could probably have beaten it with 3 if I kind of spent a little bit more time optimizing. But now Stantler, here we go. This is the Wobbuffet. Once again, the dream for Wobbuffet. This guy only has physical moves. He cannot use a special move. So guess what? Just going to come in and use counter. He's going to get 1 shot. And once again, you can get Wobbuffet at the arcade corner back in Goldenrod. So pretty easy to get. Just got to grind out the coins. Nothing hard about it. And as you see, the return hits you for about 40% of your health, and counter is absolutely going to crush this guy. It's just going to slaughter him. And that is that for Stanny. So yeah, I mean, you could have used a fighting Pokemon, but this is a 100% condition. Like, he can only use a physical move. He could try to confuse you or whatever, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. You're still going to get the counter off at some point. And Lanturn, easily countered by Executor. So I would say, once again, mandatory for this. He's mandatory for 2 different reasons. I'll show you the second in a bit. But Executor comes in with Mega Drain or Giga Drain. Yeah, Giga Drain, which he already had when I caught him. So, I mean, you could catch Executor in the Ilex Forest, or whatever the Execute, right? Execute in the Ilex Forest. And Giga Drain's going to do about 70% of its health. So if, you were damaged already, you would get healed for about, 20% of your life. It's plenty. That's all you need to survive a second one. And then you can Fuse Raise here. So once again, you can get unlucky, but none of this really matters. All you need is about over half health going into the final usage of Executor, and you'll be fine. You'll be more than fine, actually. There's some RNG, of course, some rolls of the dice that you could get unlucky with, but in general, all you need to do is just go 1-for-1 with Executor on Lanturn. Make sure you stay alive as much as possible. You're actually trying to go 0.5 to 1, if that's a term. Like, you're trying not to get too low. But it really doesn't matter. You can always, as you see there, heal up a lot and then kind of get lucky later on. It would be fine. So now next up is Mischievous. This is a tough Pokemon. This is one that's very difficult to approach in the common fashion. So guess who's coming back in? What's up, boys? Wobbuffet here. Now you have two real options. Since he's already low, I kind of like to just go for Destiny Bond. You're going to survive one hit. It seems like he's always going to use Thunderbolt here. You're going to survive that hit. You could probably survive 2 hits, which is what I do here. I didn't mean to use Counter. I meant to use the other ability, but I used Counter. Didn't affect me at all. And now you use Destiny Bond, and next turn he will kill it because that's how the AI goes. So you'll take him out quite easily. Like I said, it's a very difficult, like, normal matchup. It'd be difficult to beat that Mischievous. It does a lot of damage, man, and it's got leftovers. So might as well just go for this. Like, this just seems like the easiest way to approach it. And then the Umbreon. Another Umbreon. These things are always difficult to beat in these games. They heal. They're just very bulky. So guess what I'm going to do? Executor, he's going to go ahead and explode. Right? And that's going to be it for the poor little blue Umbreon. So you can get a myriad of status effects here. He can Body Slam and paralyze you, or he can confuse you. Neither are very good. Or you can be paralyzed from the Lanturn battle, which it does have the Thunder Wave. So as long as you get the hit in, which, as you see here, I can take 2 full turns. Yeah, there you go. And I still get it in. So we would just need to be able to survive 2 full turns, really. You'd have to get super unlucky to not be able to survive 2 full turns. And you could even get more lucky on the Lanturn battle, and then you'd be able to survive like 3 to 4 turns against this thing. And all you got to do is get it off. If not, you could approach it with your other Pokemon, but I feel no reason to. And that's that. You now have 3 full health Pokemon to take on a single Gengar, who is particularly weak. He does an insane amount of damage, but he has nothing super effective against Umbreon. So I send out Umbreon. You could send out a dark type. Well, I would recommend it, honestly. You should get Umbreon. He's going to be very useful in this game. You can get Murkrow, the only real dark type option at this point. But he has Thunderbolt, as you saw there, so it's probably going to decimate the Murkrow. You could go with a Gengar yourself or Haunter. I'm not sure when it evolves, but you can go with a Ghost Pokemon yourself. It's probably a good option, but honestly, as long as you follow the strategy, you have 3 Pokemon to take on 1. So all you have to do is just chip it down with each one. You don't have to go 1-for-1. You could literally go 1-for-3, and that would be completely fine. So that's that. As you see here, I just speed through it because it's over. Like, he's not going to beat 3 of my Pokemon no matter what he does. So let's do it one more time. We'll show you a little bit of a circumvention towards the route I took on this, and you'll see how it works just the same. So once again, same team, same setup there as I show. And he's gonna talk every time. You gotta speed through it, man. He says he's got way too much to say. So Crobat. Now this time I'm gonna actually get lucky. I guess I don't crit, so I don't know what kind of luck this is. I guess it's just a really high roll. I'm not really sure how it works in this generation, but either way, Shadow Ball is gonna do the same amount of damage as it always does. It's gonna go under the yellow bar, so that's all you need to know. You can't survive 2. Now Psychic, watch what happens here. This has not happened. This will only happen twice, maybe max. But yeah, Hypno is just a really good Pokemon. You can catch him on the route right after Goldenrod, or I think right before it as well. And like I said, I had a female one from the previous battle. If you haven't seen that video, I guess you don't need to, but it's female for a reason. Doesn't affect this battle. Now Stantler, once again, just go right to Wobbuffet. It's the greatest condition you could ever find. He literally cannot damage you other than with physical attacks. So just wait until he does. Even if he doesn't do it, like both times I've shown, he does it immediately. Sometimes he goes through the confuse, sometimes he does other stuff. I don't know what else he can do at that point, but either way, you'll eventually hit with the counter, and when you do, he will die. All right, that's 100% chance. It doesn't seem like any way around it. Maybe you could do this with an even lower level Wobbuffet. I'm not exactly sure how much damage you need there, but either way, Lanturn is next, and this is a very easy switch for the Executor. He has no super effective abilities. The other option, I mean, there's always a lot of options, but I like Executor here because I was actually going to go with Wheezing this time because I caught a Wheezing, but I figured Executor still got Explosion, and he can take on the Lanturn. That's 2-for-1 value right there. And I was going to use him early because he could heal out the damage that he took from the first 1 to 2 battle we go, and yeah, it's just super value. Like, Executor is not this good of a Pokemon, man, but in this game, because he's got some crazy moves, yeah, they basically screwed themselves over, right? Well, the Sinister Hooded Figure, the guy who made the game, he kind of screwed himself over here, right? Because he had to give some of these Pokemon, like, Explosion and shit, that moves that are really pesky to come against in the wild, but when you have them on your team, you can really tip the scales. And like I said, the AI just doesn't know how to play against this. Stuff like this and Wobbuffet, they just get eaten up by in Gen 2. They are annihilated. So this is how you're going to beat the game, man. You can totally do it a different way, the legit way, quote unquote, if you want to feel that way about it. But as you're going to see here, there's just no reason to. This game is difficult enough as it is. Just got to get your Pokemon leveled up, and if you follow my strategies, man, I'm going to show you how to ease through this game. Ease, just so slick, you know. But there we go. He gets the crit. Now, I don't normally go for Miracle, but I wanted to show it on screen just to see how it would go. And it does one-shot him. You know, I think it's going to always be the same way. As long as he gets the damage and he could send it back to them with these counter or Miracle moves, he's going to kill them. Like, it's just insane. And that's that. Just go ahead and explode. And then against the Gengar, do what you got to do, man. Just power through it. Make sure you can kill the Gengar, obviously. Like, you can literally do it with any 3 Pokemon, but if they're all weak to his attacks, he's going to go first and he's going to one-shot. So I think he's got all different types of element attacks, so you just got to be ready for that. And that is pretty much the entire gym, guys. It's nothing really too difficult. So if you have any questions, let me know, or you have some suggestions, other ways to go ahead and approach this. But yeah, that's that for Morty, and the next episode is going to be another gym leader. I believe it'll be Chuck. Actually, we might do Usween. I'm not sure. We'll see if that's too difficult. But anyway, see you guys there, and have a good one.